I've got some amazing new winter fragrances that I can really recommend coming up. Hey Fragrance family, I'm David and I'm a fragrance bro, of course your best source for everything fragrance related. Today I have a list video that is on some of my favorite new fragrances for the winter, and all of these are just absolute legends. Now all these fragrances are new to me. Some of them are actually new on the market, but they're new to me anyway. They're fantastic scents. Some of them I've already reviewed or have reviews coming. Others maybe I've mentioned before or talked about on Instagram. But today I want to talk about all these new fragrances that I think are just absolutely incredible. First is Insomnia by the House of Insomnia. Now this is a very, very good coffee scent that is sweet and rich and very smooth as well. It has notes of coffee and caramel, I believe some patchouli in there as well. Maybe a little bit of chocolate in there as well. It is a really wonderful dark coffee scent that I think is kind of in the style of by Kilian's Black Phantom. So if you like that one, definitely check this one out. Next is Neanderthal Us. Now Neanderthal just released two new fragrances called Us and Them. And Us is kind of the darker fragrance and Them is kind of the fresher type of fragrance. Now Neanderthal is a fragrance house that I've talked about some on the channel before. I have an unboxing as well as a first impressions of their previous fragrances. Neanderthal Dark and Light were some of my favorite fragrances of that year, and I think they're just absolutely marvelous and easily some of the best bottles I've ever seen. Us and Them is a great addition to their collection. Us is a dark, kind of leather-based scent with some labdanum and woody notes in there as well. Also get like a really nice black pepper note at the top. What I like about both of these two is these two seem to be a little bit more wearable than the previous collection. The previous collection was in your face, dark, deep, and these two are a little bit more wearable, so I really like that. So definitely check out Neanderthal Us. Next are two from the house of Amor Oud, and that is Oud Tabak and Lunar Vetiver. Now Oud Tabak, or Oud Tabak, is a great spicy woody scent. Now you know me, I love woody spicy scents, and Lunar Vetiver is a really great vetiver scent, as you can tell. Now, if you were a guest at Scent Explorer, you may have seen the owner of Amor Oud talk about his creations, and he was absolutely riveting, as well as had just an amazing voice. But these are two of the ones that I've tried. I have some samples here as well. What I love about this house is that they use oud in a very complementary way for the blend. It's not just all about oud as far as the main note. It's about using oud in a way that makes sense for each fragrance. So there's oud in each of these fragrances in their line. Oud Tabak, you get kind of that oudy sense, but it's not in your face, which is what I love about it. Mostly what I get out of this is a very spicy cassia cinnamon type of thing, and almost like a nutmeg type of flavor with some wood in there. And Lunar Vetiver is just an incredible vetiver scent. If you like vetiver scents, this one lasts forever. It's fresh and green as well, but it's a different flavor of vetiver. Like I haven't really tried many vetivers that are like this, so definitely check both of these out. Next is Gravitas Pour Homme, and Gravitas Pour Homme, of course, was started by Dan Naughton, Mr. Smelly, on YouTube, and he did just a standout job with this fragrance. It's a wonderful barbershop type of fougere scent that I think works great almost any time of year, but especially during the winter time, I think it's fantastic. Rich and deep, and it does have that barbershop type of smell, as well as almost like a powdery, musky quality. Absolutely just perfect for that. I mean, he did an incredible job, so yeah, definitely check out Gravitas. Next is a new one by the house of Broken Anatomy Perfumes, and this is a new line. If you haven't checked it out, check out my review up here. And this one is Burnt Remedy. Now, I don't have a bottle of Burnt Remedy to show you, but I'll show you the bottle of Chasing Memories that I have. Very similar bottle, except for the front plate on the front there. Burnt Remedy is a great kind of smoky, woody type of scent where the smoke it doesn't take over the scent, which is what I like about it. And there's a kind of spicy, almost nutmeg type quality that I really, really enjoy with this. And I love the direction that the brand is going, so definitely check out Burnt Remedy. Next is the Triumph of Bacchus by the House of Argos. Now, I have just fallen in love with this brand. This is a brand that is all over Instagram recently. They have just an amazing presence, but their bottle is really what caught me here, and I am thrilled to say that their fragrances are just as good as their bottle. Triumph of Bacchus is a great gourmand tobacco scent, and those are two things that I think go together like peanut butter and jelly. And this is a fantastic, fantastic gourmand tobacco type of scent. Obviously tobacco, there's some tonka and vanilla in there. There's some peach in there as well. There's like caramelly notes. There's a lot of different things that go on in here. And it reminds me of several different fragrances that are in that kind of tobacco gourmand realm. And you could probably think of maybe 10. But this one does something that is kind of like the perfection of that type of style. So definitely check this one out. I mean, I think it is absolutely stunning. Triumph of Bacchus by Argos. Next is Enclave by the House of Amouage. Now, me and Amouage don't always see eye to eye with the fragrances. Sometimes I think they're a little bit more too in your face or maybe artistic and not as wearable. But this is a great example of how they can be just great wearable scents when they really do it right. And this is right. This is an amber scent, but it's not just an amber scent. It's amber with tonka and like a really rich vanilla in the background, as well as a really minty presence at the top. The genius of this is that mint that brings out a really nice green freshness and, you know, that minty presence at the top. Surprisingly does well with the amber type of fragrance. I don't love every single amber out there, and sometimes I think they come across a little bit too kind of deep and rich and dark. This is a perfect example of something that is super wearable, and I really love it. This is a definite hit by the House of Amouage, Enclave. Next is one by the House of Electimus, and that is Black Caviar. Now, I think this is one of their more popular scents, and I can definitely see why. It's not a scent that I would necessarily look for if I were choosing one of the scents, and that's what I really appreciate about this. It's something that comes out of left field completely, and this is one of the most surprising, shocking releases in recent years for me, and it has just been absolutely incredible. From the name Black Caviar, what you kind of assume is correct. You do get kind of a salty, kind of seawater caviar type of thing, but it goes a little bit deeper than that. It has a lot of herbs and woody presence, as well as just this beautiful musk in there. I don't believe they list ambergris as a note, but that is kind of the sense that I get out of that bottom, is that really kind of nice, rich, musky quality. I remember one time talking about how I wish that Thierry Mugler made a men's version of Womanity, which is also a caviar scent. This is that, I think, but a million times better than I could have dreamed. And this is just an amazing, amazing scent. Check this one out, Black Caviar by Electimus. Next is Moon Glory by the House of the Harmonist. Now this is a new house for me. I just got to try them this year, and what a great house this is. Really cool, whimsical bottle design and overall aesthetic. Really enjoy that. Now Moon Glory is an amber scent that is kind of sticky and rich, and some floral and woody notes in there in the background as well. If you like ambers, definitely give this one a shot. I think this might skew a little bit out of unisex into the feminine realm, maybe a tiny bit. Could be wrong. Maybe you disagree with me there. This is a very, very sweet amber scent that I think is very good and is a stellar scent for the wintertime. Definitely check out Moon Glory by the Harmonist. All right, next is a new one by the House of Bykillian, and that is Angel Share from Bykillian. Now, this is a great boozy scent that is supposed to be reminiscent of cognac, and apparently there is a little bit of cognac in there. I'm not sure how much, but there's supposed to be a little bit of cognac in there. Now, it starts off boozy, in your face boozy, and it stays there forever. And it is a really sweet scent as well. It kind of reminds me of Ombre Narguilé from the Hermescence line, but in a more boozy direction, and I think is better in that way. Now, this is part of their liquors collection, and it's not my favorite of the two, but it is a great one for the wintertime. Next is Pegasus Exclusif from Parfums de Marly. Now, I love Parfums de Marly, as you know. I think they do just a great job of making something that is really rich and smells expensive and is also very wearable. Now, a lot of times what they'll do is they'll release a fragrance and then make an exclusive version of that, which is stronger, and they change the notes around a little bit. And this is that for Pegasus. Pegasus is not really top tier fragrance for me, but Pegasus Exclusive, I think, is an improvement upon that. And I think this is, to me, a better alternative to the original Pegasus. The original Pegasus is kind of that almond lavender type of thing, and it smells very good. Pegasus Exclusive kind of thickens it up a little bit more and makes it a little bit more richer. There's something that they also do in the Exclusive range that adds kind of a slightly smoky ashy type of thing. And that is in here as well, but it's not super strong. It just adds kind of just a little bit of texture to it, and I really like that a lot. This is a great one for the wintertime. Definitely check out Pegasus Exclusive. Next are two from the house of Christian Provenzano, and this is a new house for me this year, and I just came to find out about them from Scent Explore. And these two are Queer Elite and Patchouli Noir, and both of these are just top tier for these type of fragrances. From the name Queer Elite, obviously what you get is a leather scent, but is really complex and rich and super wearable. Very, very nice. Develops really well on the skin, and it has that certain richness that always really surprises me whenever I smell it. Parfums de Marly has that type of thing, but this is one of those things that it has that certain richness that smells expensive and sits on your skin in a really great way. And both of these are super, super strong. Patchouli Noir, again, is another one that is wonderful for a patchouli scent, and is another that really rich one. It has patchouli in there, but it's not super dense as far as in-your-face patchouli, which I'm kind of glad. You can definitely tell there's a strong presence of patchouli, but it's supported well by a whole host of notes. And again, both of these have just that really nice richness about them that I really, really love. Definitely check out both of these by Christian Provenzano. Next is the newest fragrance from Imaginary Authors, and that is a whiff of waffle cone. Now, as you can tell from the name, this is a waffle cone based fragrance, ice cream based fragrance. It is a gourmand, vanilla, salted caramel, and some other notes in there as well. Just a wonderful, wonderful scent that is whimsical, delicious, and smells great. If you like gourmands, if you like vanilla scents, definitely check this one out. Fantastic. Next is a fragrance by the house of 06130, which I believe they actually pronounce in French. And they put that on here, but I just don't want to pronounce the French, honestly. And that is Bourbon V. Now, from the name, it sounds like it's bourbon vanilla, but it's not really bourbon vanilla. There probably is some bourbon vanilla in here, but really this is amber. Amber front and center. Now, this house is a really cool house. It just has beautiful bottles, and I'm going to do a full review of the whole house in the future, so stay tuned for that. Bourbon V is a great spicy vanilla. It reminds me of another fragrance that I've tried before, but I just can't put my finger on it. But it's a really rich, spicy amber scent that has a lot of like that cinnamon cassia type of thing at the top, and it dries down to just this beautiful amber and vanilla type of scent. Really, really great. It's not super heavy and super dense like some ambers, which I actually really appreciate in this case. Definitely check out Bourbon V. And last but not least is Slumber House Fougere. And this is a new one from the house of Slumber House. And I really love their point of view. They do fragrances that don't smell like anything else on the planet. And every time they make something new, it always smells great. When I smelled this one, it was instant love for me. And it is a really interesting scent that I almost can't describe. But if you've tried Slumber House fragrances, I think you need to try this. You've got to try to at least sample this if you can. I almost get like a coconut type of vibe in here, but it's not a summery fragrance. It's deep and rich and dark like as all of his fragrances are. Almost all of his fragrances don't have any top notes at all. So this is a deep, dark type of scent. If you can imagine what a deep, dark coconut scent would be, that doesn't smell like tropical vibes, doesn't smell summery at all. This is almost that. I don't believe that the notes are listed on his website, and I don't know if the notes are correct on Fragrantica, so I don't really want to dive into all the notes there specifically. But needless to say, this is a great fragrance that blew my mind when I first tried it, so definitely check out Fougere. It's super strong and it is great for winter. Also, I completely forgot to mention this last suggestion, and that is Rich Mess. Rich Mess is a fragrance that I was not familiar with, and the creator contacted me and sent this to me for review, and I really like this. This is an excellent leather scent. It's rich and dark at the start, but then it's also softened by some fig and a little bit of citrus, and then a creamy sandalwood with some vanilla. It's a really, really excellent leather scent. One of the best I've ever smelled. I like how it goes from dark to soft. It's really wearable, and I really recommend it, especially for the winter. Definitely check out Rich Mess. So that's all I have. What do you think of these? What are some of your favorite new fragrances for the winter? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Love you for it. I'll see you next time. I'm Dave with Fragrance Bros. Bye.